Good morning everyone. Today I'm going to take lecture on job shop scheduling or job sequencing. First we know what is job shop. Job shop, a work location in which a number of general purpose workstations exist and are used to perform a variety of jobs. It means we have to perform different jobs in different machines. We have different type of problems in job shop like n jobs on one machine, n jobs on two machine, n jobs on three machine and similar n jobs for m machines. We take an example for job shop like car repair. We have different parts in a car, and for repairing job shops. Now we have to factorize what are the factors to describe job shop scheduling problems. First one is your arrival pattern. Arrival pattern, it means what is the pattern uh, what is the pattern where jobs come. It may be static and it may be dynamic. Static, it means it is scheduled arrival, and dynamic, it means it intermittent arrival. There is some gap, uh, sometime it is different, or sometime it is some, you can say it is not fixed. Okay. Now the second one is number of machines. As already I told you, number of machines, it may be 1, 2, 3, or maybe more than 3. You can say it is also called workstations. Now third one is your work sequence. Work sequence, it may be two types. It may be fixed sequence. First one fixed sequence, and second one is your random sequence. First one, which is fixed sequence, it is also called flow shop sequence, where we fix the sequence. It means the job should be go for one machine, then second, then third. And the random sequence, it may be job maybe go one, then it may be go three, or it may be go five jobs. It is all pattern possible. Now the next one is performance evaluation criteria. We have some criteria how to get performance evaluation of job shop. So we have some parameters, which is first one is your make span, then second one is your average time of jobs in shop, then third tardiness, lateness, then next one is your average number of jobs in shop. Again, next one is your utilization of machines, and last one is your utilization of workers. These are the performance evaluation criteria which determine the job shop sequence. Now we take a problem which is related from n jobs on two machines, and for solving this n jobs on two machine, basically students focusing the problem, yeah, facing the problem how we select the job order and how we get the make span time. Now for making job order for this problem, here we have five jobs, job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have two machines. These machines processing time. Machine 1 has processing time. Machine 1 has processing time 13 unit. Unit may be second, minute, yeah, hours. It may be considered in any type. Now machine 1 has, with respect to each job, 13 unit, 2 unit, 1 unit, 4 unit and 5 unit. And the machine 2 has processing time for machine job 1 3 unit, for job 2 5 unit, for job 3 3 unit, for job 4 6 unit, and for job 5 7 unit. Now how to get job order? Basically, as you, but now I am repeating again. First we have to take in machine 1 and machine 2 the processing time which is smaller. We take first one. Suppose if machine 1 has minimum time in any job, we take it from the left side. And suppose if machine 2 has minimum time, we take it from right side. Okay. Now we can see here in machine 1, for job 3 we have minimum time, or you can say minimum unit 1. So we can say from the left side we give it job 3. Job 3 first. Then and simultaneously we have to erase this because this has processed. This job has processed. So now consider next one, which is minimum. Here you can see job 2 has unit of 2, which is lower. So we can take from the left side machine, from machine 1, from the left side 2 job is in second order, 2 job. Now we can erase it. Then we can get which is minimum from machine 1 or machine 2. We can simply identify the machine in job 1 we have 3 unit which is minimum. So we can take it from the right side. Now you can see from the right side placed. Now we simultaneously erase it, and then we take 4 is minimum unit which is on machine 1. We can take from the left side, which is here, from the left side 4, and last one simultaneously you have to erase it. Then last one you have to take 5, which is minimum, which is from the left side 5. Now we can get the job order, or you can say job sequence 3 2 4 5 1. It means we have to first make the sequence of job order. How to get this sequence? Now this is our job order, job sequence 3 2 4 5 1. Now suppose job 3, it takes 1, as already in problem, in machine 1 it takes 1 unit time, and machine 2 it takes 3 unit time. Then similarly machine job order job 2, for machine 2 it takes 5 unit, and for machine 1 it takes 2 unit. Okay. Similarly for the other jobs like 3 2 4 5 1. Okay. Similarly for the other jobs like 3 2 4 5 1. Now how it make sequence? You can say how it go for machine 1 and then machine 2. Now we know machine 1 takes 1 minute for processing of job 3. So as we know, wherever we start the machine, it is starting from the 0 unit. So machine 1 input is 0 and it takes processing time, you can say 1 minute. So output is 1. Okay. Then for job 2 it takes 2 minutes. So machine 1 input is 1 and plus 2 unit. So output, it means output is 3 unit. 1 plus 2 is 3 unit. Simultaneously you can say you have to add in output for next job. Suppose here 3 is output for job 2. Now this output become input for next job like 4 job. This is your, for 4 job this is 3 is input unit, and now 4 is processing time, which is added 4 plus 3, which is equal to 7. Again 7 is input, 5 is your machine 1 processing time, 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. Then 12 plus 13, which is your job 1 for machining processing time, which is 13. 12 plus 13 is equal to 25. This is your machine 1 total processing time. And now for machine 2, as we know, in machine 1 is start, machine 2 remaining constant. So 1 is idle time, sometimes it is called idle time, or sometimes it is called tardiness time, or you can say machine stay at the same time. Okay, so 1 is your input and processing time for machine 2 is 3 unit. So 1 plus 3 is equal to 4 unit. Now 4 is the input for next job. 4 is the input for the next job. Next job takes 5 unit. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9 unit. Now 9 is the output for job 2 and now we can say 9 is the input for next job. 9 plus processing time is 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Again 15 is the input time for job 5. 15. 9 is the output for job 2 and now we can say 9 is the input for next job. 9 plus processing time is 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Again 15 is the input time for job 5. 15 processing time for job 5 is 7. 15 plus 7 is equal to 22. Now what we see? We can say 22 is the output, and as we told 22 is the input for next job, but machine 1 is processed for 25 unit. So we have to stop, or you can say we have to wait for 25 unit. So here input is 25 unit rather than 22 unit. Now this is your tardiness, lateness. 25 is the input and the processing time for job 1 is 3 unit. 25 plus 3 is equal to 28 unit. This is the 28 unit is your make span time. Total make span time spent by the job on machine 1 and machine 2. So make span time is 28 unit, as already I told you. 28 unit, it may be in second, it may be in minute, it may be in hours. Okay, now if the question asks what is the total tardiness, as you see here machine total tardiness for machine 2, as you can see in a starting point machine job 3 waiting for 1 minute, job 3 is waiting for 1 minute. So 1, and now here as you can see here, it for job 1 it waits for 3 minutes. So you can say total tardiness 1 plus 3 is equal to 4 unit. Okay, now we can similarly find out total average number of jobs, number of tardy jobs. You can say simply say here number of tardy jobs 1 and 2 tardy jobs here. Then you can simply find out how many number of jobs, average flow time. Average flow time we can simply add total time output of, yes, suppose you for example machine 2, this is your average flow time. But for each job we have total time. For suppose for job 3 we have 1 output time, job 3 we have output time for machine 2 is 4. Simultaneously for job 2 we have output time 3 and in machine 1, and output time 9 in machine 2. Now simply you can say we can calculate average flow time, average job time. Now we can next we go for for job 2 we have output time 3 and in machine 1, and output time 9 in machine 2. Now simply you can say we can calculate average flow time, average job time. Now we can next we go for Gantt chart. How we make Gantt chart? This is the Gantt chart. It is not clearly shown. Okay, Uh, just a minute. We have a electricity problem. Okay, everyone. So I think you can see clearly. Okay, this is your Gantt chart for machine 1 and machine 2. As we can, in horizontal line, we say this is our make span time. ठीक है. Okay, so we have up to 28 minutes where the different jobs worked. Okay, so for machine 1, as already told, machine 1 first job is 3 job, which takes almost 1 unit or 1 minute, 1 second, 1 hour. This is your 1 unit. Okay, this is your 3 job. Next 2 is output is your 3. Okay, output is your 3 unit, 3 time, 3 second, 3 hours, uh, whatever you prefer. Okay, then next job is your 4. It takes output is your 7 minute. Output is your 7 minute. Okay, then 5 job, it takes 12 minute. Okay, so here you can see 12 minute. Okay, last job machine 1, job on machine 1 is it takes 25 minutes. So 25 minute. This is your chart for machine 1. Now we can see for machine 2 we have first tardiness. Yeah, you can say we have to wait for 1 minute. So this is your tardiness, this is your idle time. Okay, then processed, then job 3 is processed, which takes on machine 2 4 unit. You can see here this is your 4. Okay, now uh, process job 2, it takes 9, which is your output time. This is your 9 for job 2. Then next is your job 4, which takes 15. This is your 15. And next job 5, which takes 22. This is your 22. Here you can see this is your tardiness or lateness, where already I told you it takes 22 to 3 minute 25, and after 25 job 1, you can see here job 1 takes 3 minutes and it already 28. You can say this point is your 28 and this is your make span time. So this is the process to make Gantt chart. Okay everyone, now we can stop here. This is simply n job on 2 machine, and similarly we can get n job on 1 machine, where 1 machine when different jobs processed on 1 machine. Thank you everyone.